All right. Hopefully we're on. Hi there. Welcome. Not yet. Well, there we go. Actually, it is. I think we just came up. Let's see. There we are. The last time we did this, I was in my office. It looks so strange to be in my office when I'm so used to doing it in this spot here, and kind of I'm used to the ambiance in here. It'll take some getting used to, but it'll be fine. Welcome. So we're in our last week of the counting of the Omer. I mean, it's quite remarkable when you think about it. It's been 7 weeks, and we've come together, except for last Thursday. Sorry about that. We've come together 4 days a week for the last 7 weeks, right? 28 days of, it'll be in the end, 28 meditations on the spiritual attributes of the Omer, and it's a fantastic way to do it. I think we'll continue to do it every year. The good news is I can never remember anything that I've said, so. Ooh, are we not able to hear? Is there an issue? Irene wrote in that she doesn't hear. It might be your computer. Everything seems to be plugged in here. Okay, you can hear. All right. Irene, it must be you. So this week, in our final week, it's Malchut. You may know Malchut because the word Melech is used a lot. Malkeinu is used a lot. Malchut is really its kingdom, if you directly translate it. But it could also be thought of as literally as sovereignty. And there's other words also that we could use. We could use majesty or dignity. But I think what we're going to talk about at first is the idea of sovereignty, leadership, kingdom, to be the leader, to be the king, the queen, to be somebody who I'm going to translate it as in a position of power. It's the place where when we can exist that we have kind of dominion over something. That's the way I want to think of it today, because we are in Chesed Shebe Malchut, loving kindness within Malchut, within sovereignty, within kingdom, within leadership. And I think love and leadership really do go hand in hand. So I want to kind of put that on the side for 1 second. One of the, I look at many different apps and online to think about kind of what I'm going to talk about today, and there was one that was very interesting, which was the idea that there are 4 realms in the world. There's the silent realm, which is rocks, sand, dirt, air, water. These are things, although water does move, these are things that, are where they are, and they don't really change. Then you have plants, and plants move from what they are, and they grow, and that's the second realm, that which grows. Then you have the animal realm, which traverses the world. It moves from one part of the world to another, so movement is then added. And finally are human beings. And the difference between human beings and those other realms is that we're able to speak and communicate. And not only are we able to communicate, but we can, through our minds, understand someone else's point of view, or understand where the other is coming from. That we don't just think of ourselves, but we can put ourselves in the place of the other. And so now we take that and we bring it to leadership, and we bring that back in. And chesed shebemalchut is when there's love in leadership. There's love in having sovereignty over something. And so I don't like to just translate it as leader or king or queen or sovereign. It's anybody that you have power over. Because let's face it, none of us are sovereigns, right? But there is an area where we are, perhaps societally, job, for whatever reason, we are have influence over, are the boss of, that we're a leader in that way too. I want us to expand that understanding of leadership to, I have power over you. Therefore, I need to bring love into that. You may all know leaders who lead out of fear, right? Have you ever had a boss that, was constantly threatening to fire someone, or constantly holding job over their head? In the years that I've been at the synagogue, we've had some leaders like that, leaders of our schools, or an executive director, just someone that was their philosophy, was I think people work harder when they're afraid for their jobs, as opposed to leading through love is a person loves to be there, and that's why they work hard. And that is a totally different philosophy. But if we look today at chesed shebemalchut, that's what we're talking about. That if someone has power over another, they must exhibit that with love. And then you need to ask yourself the question today: does my leadership contain love in it? Does the power I have over this other thing, and listen, it could be a human being, it could be a pet, it could be an inanimate object that is dear to you, right? Do you have power over that thing? Do you treat it with love? Do you treat it with respect? Do you treat it with dignity? Love within leadership. Love within the power over another. It's funny because when I hear myself saying it, I'm like, duh, right? Doesn't there have to be love in leadership? But then I realize that there are many people who don't believe that that is the way to go. And listen, for them, that may be the better way to go, but I don't want to bring fear into the world. I want to bring goodness. And I was listening to the radio today. They did an interview of 2,000 people, and they asked them, do you think human beings are basically good? And of the 2,000 people, 80% said they think humanity deep down is good. Chesed shebemalchut. Love. Love. It's always the first one. Love within our leadership. Last week it was love within our bonding. Before that it was love within, how are we translating hod? Within splendor, within humility. Love within enduring, that which endures. Love within our discipline, and love within love. Each one of it has to begin with love. And then we can move to the other spiritual attributes. Finally, there is one last interpretation of love that came out of what I was looking at. And I believe this is a Hasidic interpretation, which is at the very beginning, God finished creating the world in 6 days. But that the world was created in love. And that love is never finished. That love does not go out. They were thinking about it as, Love is never completed, but I don't think love could ever complete. Love is an energy that is in everything, but it must be cultivated and it must be acted upon. But there is enough love forever if we will only keep it inside of us. So with all of that in mind, let's go to our silence today and really consider let's consider the love that we have in our hearts and in our leadership and in those places where we have power over something else. Let's get yourself into a position where you can be relaxed yet also strong. Boy, I always begin this with a little yawn. Remember, we're just breathing regular. We're not trying to force our breath. We're just trying to spend 15, 20 minutes being, just existing. We're spending so much time doing. And if the thoughts drift through, they drift through. And just when you can, and try to remind us here or there just to bring ourselves back to our breath. Just allow everything to be for now, just as it is. I'm sure that your thoughts have taken you away. It's just a little friendly reminder with loving kindness. Just bring yourself back. For our remaining 4 or 5 minutes, let's end asking the universe for certain feelings. I thought we could change one up today, taking into consideration what we talked about earlier, that a leader can only lead through love by seeing others. So perhaps the first one could be, may I feel seen, that someone sees me, understands me, especially those that have power over me. May I feel seen, and may I feel healthy. May I feel health. May I feel seen. May I feel health. May I feel health. May I feel seen. May I feel seen. May I feel health. Just keep on saying that and say it out loud. Say it to yourself. You can whisper it. If you'd like to invite someone to be in your mind's eye, you can offer this to them. Just spend a couple breaths. May you feel seen. May you feel health. May you feel seen. May you feel healthy. May you feel seen. May you feel seen should be the mantra of all leaders. May you feel seen. Let's bring it back to ourselves. May I feel seen. May I feel healthy. May I feel healthy. May I feel seen. May I feel seen. May I feel healthy. May I feel seen. And let's just breathe and just be. Feel our bodies. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you were able to find some stillness and peace. May you feel seen, and may you feel healthy. And let's keep in mind, Chesed Shebemalchut, our loving kindness in our leadership.